Pelicans Live special edition on Fox Sports New Orleans, brought to you by Northwestern Mutual, proud financial planning partner of the New Orleans Pelicans. By SeatGeek, let's go. By Smoothie King, rule the day. By State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Zatarain's, a New Orleans tradition since 1889. Welcome back once again as we continue with this special edition of Pelicans Live, getting ready for the Pelicans' 8-seeded game, starting with the Utah Jazz. AD, isn't it fitting it is the Utah Jazz? Because, God, I wish I could burn it out of my memory with that 2x4 that Rudy Gobert hit Brandon Ingram with at the end of the game in January, and then that whistle, that unbelievable whistle at the end of the last home game against Utah. Fortunately, a win in overtime because Gobert only hit 1 or 2 free throws. But I guess the schedule makers knew what they were doing, didn't they?
Yes, they did. And you're right. It's only fitting. It's only fitting after all the drama that came against the Utah Jazz this year that the New Orleans Pelicans would open up with the Utah Jazz. But it's going to be interesting also to see how this Utah Jazz team looks. You know, what they look like. Because a guy that really gave the Pelicans problems throughout the course of this year is having surgery. That's Bogdanović.
Right.
He's not there. You replace him with Royce O'Neal. Now this is a little different looking. But now this gives offensive responsibility to someone else. So now you really have to take a look at Mike Conley. You really have to take a look at Jordan Clarkson. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell doing what Donovan Mitchell does. But this is a very, very dangerous basketball team. But losing a guy like Bogdanović hurts.
Is it just me? The next game's the Clippers. Clippers have not been a good matchup. Montrezl Harrell, he's had his way on the boards. He's had his way on putback, second chance points. It's interesting. Look at it this way. If the Pels split their first two, do you consider it pretty good shape? And what about the matchup with the Clippers as well?
You do. You know, if you split your first two, you're in pretty good shape. But then you also have to take a look at the Clippers and their situation. You know, who's playing, who's not playing. This is a team all year long that has not cared about seeding, has not cared about where they finish. And now home court advantage isn't important anymore. So are they going to play Kawhi Leonard? Are they going to play Paul George lengthy minutes? Or are they going to kind of rest these guys and use the end of these 8 games toward a build-up toward the playoffs? So we have no idea what the mentality is going to be for some of these teams entering the restart.
Yeah, and then finally I bring up the first two and the potential of a split because they're both winners. Because the most important game, and you can't look past the first two, is the third game with the Memphis Grizzlies, and you've already beaten them twice this year.
And they know that. They know that. And it's not just the fact that you beat them twice. You beat them twice this year handily in both games. You know, a lot of talk. But now Memphis is one of the teams that actually will benefit from the hiatus because now they got Jaren Jackson Jr. back healthy. They have Brandon Clark back healthy. So this was a team that had now the opportunity during this hiatus to get some youth, some talent back healthy. So now they can enter the bubble whole.
And then finally, 2 big ones with the Sacramento Kings. And they were playing great basketball. Now, whether or not they get back to where they were, but they had won their last 10 games before the pandemic. De'Aaron Fox was playing sensational basketball.
And the question that I have about the Sacramento Kings is who will be available? De'Aaron Fox has twisted his ankle. Marvin Bagley is out for the foreseeable future. And I don't know if there's been a team that's in the bubble that was hit harder by COVID-19. You know, with Jabari Parker and Alex Lynn and Buddy Hield and the number of guys, Harrison Barnes, all these guys were hit by COVID-19. So the question that you have in entering and playing these guys, and you play them twice, and these are both must-win games, is who will be healthy and available for the Sacramento Kings?
Well, we are just about ready to go. AD, I can't wait. Good to see you.
Oh, boy, I'm with you, brother.
Can't wait. I want to thank David Griffin for joining us, as well as Drew Holiday. For AD and Jen Hill, I'm Joel Meyers. Get ready. Pels, back on Fox Sports New Orleans. Have a great one, everybody. Pelicans Live special edition on Fox Sports New Orleans was presented by Northwestern Mutual.